Dr. Kim Anderson, our crop marketing specialist, is here now. Kim, the latest WASDE report came out this week. Did you see any surprises?
I don't think there was any surprise in it. You look at ending stocks to summarize everything. Wheat at 610 million bushels, same as it was last month. So no changes in the wheat at all. You look at corn, it came in at 1.22 billion bushels. Last month it was 1.39 billion. The 5-year average is 1.5, so tight to corn stocks, but again with expectations. Soybeans, 200 million bushels. That's down from 240 million last year. The average is about 500 million bushels, so tight soybean stocks. Cotton, 2.7 million bales. It was 3.8 million last year, so cotton is also tightening up. Now you look at the world situation, 9.9 billion bushels for wheat. That's the lowest since 2015. Corn at 46.2 billion bushels, down from 48 billion last year. Soybeans, 3.6 billion bushels, a 3.7 billion average, and cotton at 84.8 million bales, and that's down the lowest since 2019.
As you were taking a look at this, kind of what aspects stood out for you?
Well, if you look at the numbers, I think they're near expectations, and we've got tight stocks nearly on every commodity. Also, you look at Australia, they're fixing to harvest the second largest crop ever, and Canada is fixing to harvest the third largest crop ever, but that's already factored in the market. I think what we don't see is the uncertainty in the market, caused mostly by Russia and Ukraine and the war. The uncertainty of supply, the uncertainty of demand. You know, with supply, you just don't know how much is going to be produced in Ukraine and Russia and how much can get on the market. Demand, you don't know if the importing countries are going to continue to maintain higher stocks. And then, of course, there's disruptions in the transportation system that we could see.
Obviously, input costs are part of this conversation, as always. What are you seeing there?
Well, nitrogen prices were coming down a little bit, but you look again, go to that Russia-Ukraine war. Russia is cutting off the natural gas to Europe. It's impacting their nitrogen fertilizer productions, and I think those prices are coming up. I think we're going to see our chemical, our fertilizer prices stay relatively high. Fuel prices are down, and that's a good thing, but they're still 25% higher than last year.
Where are prices now?
Well, if you look at wheat, they've been moving sideways. We did get a little rally, about 50 cents this last week. They got up to $9.05, leveling out, backing off there a little bit. You can go to corn. You know, corn had been on a tear. We'd had about $2.10 price increase in corn. Looks like it peaked out. It got up to, about $7.65, something like that. Backed off a little bit later in the week. And then sorghum, $6.90. Significantly less than corn. Soybeans, we had an 80-cent increase in soybean prices early this week. However, at the end of the week, it looked like it was trying to back off a little bit. Got up around $14.40, came back down to around 14. Cotton has just been sideways on that ICE December contract at $1.02, so not much happening there.
What kind of guidance then do you have for producers amid all this uncertainty?
You just don't know what can happen to prices. So don't try to capture it all at once. Just stagger it into the market, dollar cost averaging.
Okay, Kim, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.